So, dann geht's weiter mit dem Vampyr. Ich mach da direkt weiter, wo ich gestern aufgehört habe. Kurz alles checken. Ton müsste da sein. Vielleicht etwas zu leise. So ist vielleicht besser. Hallo Xena. Ich kann jetzt hier Medikamente herstellen gegen verschiedene Krankheiten und somit die Bevölkerung heilen. Ich brauche halt natürlich die entsprechenden Rohstoffe dafür. Dieses Messer ist nicht aufwertbar, ich weiß nicht warum. Ich muss nochmal mit allen Leuten reden. Es entwickeln sich ja immer mehr Informationen und es kommen immer weitere Gespräche hinzu. Mal schauen, was an Nebenmissionen ich noch offen habe. Also in dem Gebiet habe ich die Nebenmissionen soweit erledigt. Dann gibt es natürlich dieses Gebiet noch. Hier ist noch eine Aufgabe offen. Welche Krankheiten die haben? Moment. Hier zum Beispiel, der leidet unter Erschöpfung und der unter Erkältung. Den mit Erschöpfung kann ich helfen. Da weiß ich, wo er ist. Da ist ja das ist dieser Totenhändler draußen. Und den habe ich noch nie gesehen. Hier sind auch welche krank. Erkältung. Blutarmut. Den muss ich bald heilen, sonst stirbt er. Guck. Der hat nur noch 780 Lebenspunkte. Hinweise? Na, nicht wirklich. Ich muss zurück. Ich möchte dem gern helfen. Der ist hier irgendwo an der Docks. Da muss ich aber erstmal hingelangen. Aber es dürfte ja mittlerweile, müsste ich ja den Weg eigentlich kennen. Hier links. Auf den Weg kann man noch immer einsammeln. Wenn ich was finde. Und jetzt hier links und dann über diese Brücke wieder. Jetzt links.
It's a leak! Bloody leak!
Bin schon unterwegs.
Look at it! Fish butter!
Ja, Stufe 10. Muss ich hier schauen, jetzt muss ich geradeaus.
Cross the leech, boy! Hide for this!
Ja, man hat da oben das Radar, da kann man sich orientieren. So ein wenig. Aber die Leute werden halt nicht angezeigt, wo sie sind. Und die bewegen sich. Also die könnten immer mal woanders sein. So, jetzt muss ich mich... bin ich hier falsch, glaube ich. Nein. In der Metro, also zumindest im ersten Teil, ist man hauptsächlich unterirdisch unterwegs. Und hier hoch. Dann rechts. Hier müsste er irgendwo rumlaufen. Ein alter, grauhaariger. Da links ist er. Da.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Hat er irgendwelche neue Hinweise für mich? Nee. Aber ich kann jetzt oben rechts, wird angezeigt, medizinische Untersuchung. Wieso kann ich den jetzt nicht heilen? Behandlung gegen Blutarmut. Ich hab das vermutlich nicht, oder?
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Blutarmut. Hab ich. Warum kann ich den nicht heilen?
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
Medizin geben. Jawohl.
The real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Jetzt müsste er eigentlich wieder relativ gesund sein. Wo ist er? Hier. Jetzt hat er ein Pluszeichen. Ja, jetzt geht's ihm wieder gut. Und daneben dran gegen Erkältung. Das ist der hier. Wo ist er? Da.
Good evening, Mr. Fishburne.
Yeah.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Harriet? Ich weiß es nicht.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
I can feel it coming in my butt.
Harriet? Keine Ahnung. Da. Das war die verrückte Thelma Howcroft.
A hatred. A wave of bitter death to drown and purge our city in rock.
So. Sprich im Harriet im Krankenhaus. Alles klar. Also wieder zurück ins Krankenhaus. Kannst du so rumlaufen oder so? Ich geh mal da rum.
Fuck, it's fast! So. Gesund, gesund, gesund. Erschöpfung.
Langer Brief. Neuer Hinweis verfügbar.
It's locked, all right.
Bei Pepper.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Nichts Neues.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
It never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, seem peaceful and at sea.
Falsche Tür.
Another night of the glorious battalion of Vampyr.
Hier, das ist ja auch ein Vampir hier. Das ist die Frau, wo mich damals gerettet hat, zusammen mit dem anderen Arzt.
Is our little mystery closer to being
Das ist ein
solved,
richtiger
Dr. Reed?
Vampir.
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
Warum sie nicht gejagt wird? Und mich wollen sie auch. Hier, die sind ja alle friedlich. Nur diese Vampirjäger, diese Patrouille, die jagen Vampir. Sonst sind wir alle friedlich.
We are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Wo ist diese Pippen? Ich suche die Pippen. Jemand war da noch krank hier, wo ist die?
It's safer here than anywhere else.
Pippa Hawkins, da ist er.
It's here again.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about Milton Hooks?
Ja, das Krankenhaus
Does he
ist so das
share your
Zentrum
point
des
of view?
Spiels,
For
denke ich.
Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings within the hospital?
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor. I've work to do.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
So.
Here again.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. Miss Jones, greetings. How do we feel?
Oh, again? Waking a poor old woman in her sleep? There isn't a poor life needs saving somewhere?
Now, I need to ask you a few simple questions.
Well, if you really must.
Have you noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know. Not even my own flesh and blood.
I'll come and visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones.
Ein Verräter finde Schwester Piper, finde Schwester Dorothy Gray. Hat sich was ergeben in den Beziehungen hier? Nein, nein, nein. Soweit sind alle gesund.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Drücke L, um dein Vampyr. Alles klar.
Don't worry, we're safe.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Have you found Oswald?
Not yet, sir. I need more information first.
All right. What do you want to know?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Afraid so. In the war, I was always worried about picking up something, getting some infection. Unfortunately, I've got that fear in London now.
Throughout history, some diseases have done more damage to armies than any weapon created by man. You are wise to be careful.
You're working at the Pembroke Hospital, aren't you? That's a good enough reason for me and Oswald to go there.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
It's locked.
Okay, dann gehen wir mal in die Kanalisation. bin ich denn jetzt? Hier bin ich vorher nicht hergekommen. Reingekommen. Das ist ein neuer Bereich für mich hier.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
Ah, ich kann jetzt auch darüber. Dann bin ich bei den Docks wieder.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him.
Ja, über die Brücke bin ich wieder zurück. Also hier komme ich zurück über die Brücke. Da in den Bereich komme ich, aber hier in diesem Bereich habe ich eine Untersuchung, da komme ich irgendwie nicht drüber. Da ist alles abgeschlossen. Fehlt mir irgendein Schlüssel oder was?
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Wahrscheinlich wird der Bereich Stück für Stück freigeschaltet, wie weit ich mit der Geschichte voranschreite.
This is despicable. Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do. Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Yes, I'll be. As soon as I can see the sky again.
Alles klar. Jetzt kann ich hier aufmachen. Vorhin ging sie nicht auf, von der anderen Seite. Ja, was ist jetzt mit dem? Kommt er jetzt nicht raus? Oh.
I have this thirst for blood.
Also so wie ich die Erfahrung mit Spielen habe, kommt hier jetzt ein Gegner. Ein größerer vielleicht. Sieht so aus. Siehst du? Kanalbestie.
What sort of creature is this?
Das ist ein Werwolf? Tatsächlich.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Welcher Brief war das jetzt? Kann hier bald eine Post aufmachen hier. Lauter Briefe. Aha. Aykroyd, also zurück zum Aykroyd. Hier ist ja nichts mehr, oder? Ja, ich muss zurück zum Aykroyd.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Wo ist denn der Freund jetzt hier?
It's locked.
Gerade war er noch hier. Aykroyd, wo ist Aykroyd? Da ist er.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
What do you think of Dr. Tippett's opinion of your promotion, Waverley?
Tippett is a good practitioner. Maybe just a little too attached to his prestigious position at the Pembroke Hospital.
Really? That's exactly his diagnosis of you. A little too eager to get promoted? A little bit too proud?
He has the right to think so. But I deserve this promotion. And I don't consider it anything but well earned.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
So. Kopfschmerzen hat er. Gegen Kopfschmerzen habe ich nichts. Kann ich ihm leider nicht helfen. Lungenentzündung, Blutvergiftung. So. Jetzt habe ich gegen alles was, aber gegen Kopfschmerzen nicht. Gut. Schauen wir mal, was wir verbessern können. Aha. 600. Jetzt verändert sich, wenn ich schlafe, verändert sich das Umfeld. Jetzt werden Leute krank, werden gesund. Jetzt ist hier auf gesund. Und im anderen Gebiet geht auch hoch auf gesund. In denen beiden Gebiete war ich und da ist jetzt alles gesund. Hier war ich noch nicht und hier ist es immer noch bedenklich. Jetzt auch nach Whitechapel. Bin hier angestellt. Echt? War Jack the Ripper Gebiet?
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from the Cadigan fellow.
Aber Jack the Ripper ist ja nur ein Mensch, also da kann man ja gar nichts. Wisst, hier ist schon bedenklich. So, hier war ich noch nicht. Gründlich umschauen. Hopp, kommt her, greift an. Hallo. Oh, hat geklingelt. Post war da. Ach, das ist dieses Wett, wo ich erwähnt habe, wo ich mir gekauft habe, wo bei uns ziemlich zensiert ist. Habe ich mir jetzt die unzensierte Version gekauft. Mit einem Brief dran. Ich weiß nicht, ob man es erkennen kann. Macht die Kamera scharf oder macht sie nicht scharf? Kann man nicht lesen, oder? Ja. UK-Version. Gut. Vielen Dank für den Kauf, bla bla bla. Wenn ich unglücklich mit dem Spiel bin, soll ich ihm eine Nachricht schicken. Hab einen schönen Tag, Tom. So, weiter. Was war hier drin? Oh, die sind schon. Das sind Stufe 14er. Aber hier ist einer, wo Hilfe braucht. Hörst du das? Also, irgendjemand ruft hier.
I cannot enter.
No!
Get away from me! Don't touch me with your disgusting hands!
Wie es hier aussieht. Alles so vermodert und verwest.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Noch mehr Briefe. Ja, früher gab es halt nichts anderes. Früher war die Kommunikation immer über Briefe.
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in
Ich glaube,
Whitechapel.
Telefone oder so
If you're
gab es
quick
hier
and cautious,
noch nicht.
you'll be able to avoid the
Oder nur vereinzelt in
Savages.
Behörde oder so. So. War ich hier schon drin? Ja, ich laufe im Kreis.
I have this thirst for blood.
Ja. Hä? Hier geht's nirgendwo weiter. Ja? Ja, hier ist Sackgasse, ne?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Das heißt, ich ja doch schon mal war. Irgendwie kommt mir die Stelle bekannt vor.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year.
When did you join the guard?
2 days ago. This is He's mine! I'll take it!
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Oh. Werwolf.
It's an eat! Die, Vanny!
Ich glaube, das Gebiet ist noch nicht das Richtige. Das sind ja schon Level Stufe 16 hier. Wir müssen... Weiß gar nicht mehr. Irgendwas müssen wir hier erledigen.
Best turn around if I were you.
Die! Die, Vanny!
Was für eine?
It's locked.
Mir geht's Blut aus, ich habe kein Blut mehr.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blood. Blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Ich sehe keine.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Da ist er unfreundlich.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
This note was found on a dead man, Albert. If that doesn't change your mind, then you must be ready to face the risks.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
The Wet Boots will be proud of me.
Bloody joke to you, innit?
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just failed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
I'm not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
Behandlung gegen Migräne habe ich nicht.
I will see you later. A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lappy. I won't end up another drunk arsehole here in the streets. Not me.
Hier irgendwo ist mein Unterschlupf. Keine Ahnung. Ach, da steht noch gerade.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
As long as you have the money.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually,
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really?
Not.
Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction will do the trick.
I'm perfectly fine, thanks to my miraculous elixir. You, on the other hand, look pale and tired, Doctor.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Ich habe so ein bisschen den Überblick verloren. Wo bin ich denn hergekommen? Hier war er schon. Hier bin ich runter, dann hier entlang. So. Mal schauen, was dahinter ist. Ah, das war der, wo auf den geschossen hat.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
I don't have your money. Come on, Baron, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind. Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Eine Entscheidungsanwalt. Sie ist eine gute Schwester, kann ich nicht sagen. Ich kenne sie ja nicht. Klar, beschuldigt sie. Das ist, glaube ich, irgendwas gegen ihn.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Do you need help, sir?
I only need you to purchase something from my shop, sir.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis. Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Can I offer you my medical expertise, Mr. Peterson?
The name is Colossus Joe. I don't get sick.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Ah, so hat er neue Informationen über den. Hat er auch wieder neue Informationen.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson, He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Da ist noch jemand.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias
da
Whittaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
Nee, ich kann mir die auch nicht merken, aber es gibt ja dieses diesen Stammbaum, diese Hilfestellung.
Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic.
Let
me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
I have heard enough. Goodbye. Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during
Ich habe
the
ja im
epidemic.
Laufe der Gespräche weitere Untersuchungen hinzugekriegt,
while he
wo
walks
ich
through the
erledigen
valley
kann.
of the shadow of death.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Nee, die Treue bekommt Blumen, ja,
Before coming to
im
London,
Grundsatz her,
she was a
aber
member of the
hier kann man
communist
halt mehr
resistance
machen wie
in our
bei
country.
Detroit.
That's what
Detroit
happens
ist
when you let a
halt
woman
wirklich
get
nur,
involved in
also viel
politics.
Kämpfe oder so, kann man bei Detroit nicht. Das ist hier halt mehr Action belastend.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence
Aber
Nightingale.
Detroit ist ein sehr cooles Spiel. Hast du das neue
Nurses are
gespielt?
essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take
Detroit auf
care
jeden
of
Fall.
male patients.
Gutes Spiel. So wie
It's
Heavy
obvious
Rain ist
only
das
they have the
aufgebaut vom
necessary
Spieler her.
moral
Heavy
fiber.
Rain oder dieses Beyond Souls.
I have heard enough for tonight.
Ach, jetzt habe ich
Good
vergessen
evening,
die
Mr.
Frage, ob er
It's Father
Medizin
Whitaker,
braucht.
my son.
Until Down
Are
ist
you
wieder was
still
anderes.
lost in your rational delusions?
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
I've been touched by God's grace. I am perfectly healthy.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Also ich würde Detroit würde ich spielen und dieses Beyond Two Souls. Until Dawn, das ist halt, das sind schon viele, das ist was
Your
anderes.
home will not protect
Richtig.
you, for there is no protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Nein, ja, Das ist das Until Dawn nicht. Until Dawn hast du in 8 Stunden durch. Detroit vielleicht so 10, 12.
Morbidity can breathe its...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And
Camellia
that's
is
the
doch
beauty
die
of it. She can't speak, you know.
wo sich
She's a
verkauft da
locked
unten.
mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of
Wenn meinst du jetzt den hier?
When she was younger, my mother was a painter and a poet. She told me many times how poor her artist friends were and how she helped them.
My parents pay for my rent, my food, and my clothes. All I have to give them in return is lies they do not believe.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Wer ist das denn jetzt? Ist die neu?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Tell me about Richard Nithercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
Was ist mit ihr? Kann die nicht sprechen oder was?
You don't seem to need my medical attention for now. Very well. Goodbye then. Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
Ja, aus der Waffe rauszubekommen ist aber schwierig.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth? I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. It's locked, all right.
Hier, siehst du, das habe ich neue Aufgabe. Hier habe ich ja alle erledigt, soweit ich konnte. Nur die sind schon wieder krank hier. Kopfschmerzen. 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 Hier sind sie noch gesund. So, hier habe ich neue Aufgabe. Finde das Paket von Barlos. Finde den Jünger Samuel auf dem Friedhof. Ja.
Would you like me to revive you? Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll
I cannot enter. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
War ich hier schon drin? Ich glaub nicht. Uiuiui, hier sieht er. Ah, Unterschlupf, sehr gut. Mal die mal auf. Die Erpressung, die Vampirin, die eine Vampirin, wo ich getroffen habe, die wird erpresst. Und da suchen wir jetzt den Ursprung. Die Vampirin ist die Hauptunterstützung für das Krankenhaus. Also der Hauptsponsor, und die wird erpresst. Aha. Sicher. Jetzt habe ich hier wieder einen Weg freigeschaltet. Vorhin konnte ich nämlich nicht hier rein. Schauen wir mal, welche Medizin wir herstellen können. Gegen Erschöpfung brauche ich. Lungenentzündung kann ich nichts machen. Blutvergiftung. Erschöpfung Nummer 1. Erkältung. Verwerter. Gegen Kopfschmerzen bräuchte ich was. Also schalten erst manche Gespräche die Wege später frei. Ich denke. So, ich habe aber hier in diesem Bezirk habe ich ja auch schon ein paar geheilt. Also wenn ich jetzt mich verbessern und abspeichere, müsste es wieder Veränderungen geben. Und das wäre ja taktisch, ultimativ. Ich habe noch keinen ultimativen Angriff, ne? Was würdest du machen? Ich nehm das. 1000 kostet das. Oh je, hab ich gar nicht. Das heißt noch speichern. Noch. Abwarten. Oh. Jetzt müsste ich was verändern. Jetzt geht es hoch, stabil ist es jetzt. Vorher war es bedenklich. Die sind noch gesund. Hier ist auch noch gesund. Hier muss ich noch ein bisschen. Da fehlen mir noch Leute. Das mal hätte. Da drücke ich mal auf Verfolge. Das muss hier hinten dann sein, das Paket. Aber ich mache jetzt eine Pause. Muss was essen. Vielleicht mache ich heute Abend nach dem Chris Michi-Stream noch ein bisschen weiter. Ja, ich muss mir was zu essen machen, ich habe Hunger. Ich weiß es nicht. Hab mich noch nicht entschieden. Alles klar. Ich denke, man sieht sich später. Nee, Pizza nicht. Kann nicht jeden Tag Pizza geben. Ich danke dir fürs Reinschauen. Vielleicht spiele ich heute Abend dann noch weiter, mal sehen. Alles klar. Alles klar, vielen Dank. Schönen Abend noch.